Okay, this is a follow-up. I'm at Wizard Workshops. I'm nearly 70 and I decided it's time I told my story, or one of my stories, about how I used to make tire pots. So entirely recycled was the name of the business. And for a while there, while we kept it simple, it was really, really good. And this was the main thing we used to make, just ordinary car tire. If we couldn't get farm bike tires, which were really lovely and like a cauldron shape, but these are very practical pots made out of inside out tire. So I put this on a Lazy Susan converted into a industrial style turntable with a bit of wood on top, and it turns it very conveniently because they're quite heavy. This is an ordinary 4x4 probably tire that we turned in a previous video, which you can watch. So I'm now going to demonstrate. I've already painted it, but I'll show you the paint. This is ordinary roof paint, red. This brand that we get in New Zealand, Resine, very good outdoor. Just an acrylic paint, this dried in the sun 10 minutes, quarter of an hour. So I previously just sprayed the black background for the stencils that we're going to put on, but I'll just demonstrate how easy it is just by eye to line up and spray a nice circle like that, and that will then remain a little bit sticky for a while, which is good because it helps to stick this stuff. This is a fibrous geotextile. It's actually sold as a kind of, I think, as weed matting, very heavy duty weed matting, and you can get it at garden places, somewhat thinner, but it's very inexpensive. And let's go past this previously done one, and let's see if I can. I've already demonstrated this this making the stencil with a sharpened soldering iron, and very quick to make a stencil out of it, out of this stuff, and it kind of sticks, which is good for stencils. Stenciling depends quite a lot on just having close contact. So I'm seeing that it might need a little persuasion, so I'm going to do a little bit more black. Let's see if that sticks a bit better. Yes, indeed. Okay, so now I'm going to spray this gloss enamel onto it. Now you can use, if you were doing this as a business, which was quite viable for us, working from home in the country, if you could use a spray air gun, spraying a slightly thinned down version of a good outdoor paint, acrylic paint, which was good. So okay, that one there is kind of beading a little bit. Interesting. Anyway, let's see how it's gone. Not bad, not bad. So let's do one more, and then I'll talk about preparation, because tires tend to be a little bit they've got a surface that repels paint, water-based paint, so it's good to scrub them thoroughly, and let's see how that went. Oh, look at that, better still. Okay. So anyway, I will say now, it is ordinary dishwashing liquid. This one is Earthwise, made with recycled plastic and so forth, but just any detergent with something like a green pot scrub, and that scrubbed this one down really nicely, and it dried in the sun very quickly after a rinse with the hose. So that prepares it for taking taking the acrylic paint. So we did a few experiments, and we did like the effect of just gold paint with a little wee bit of green painted on the tyre to make it look like old bronze. However, when I painted them red, and then even more when I got stencils, suddenly these things were walking out the door, or in our case, off the bare section up in Kaiwaka where we later built Cafe Utopia, and we sold quite a lot of tyre pots, I should say, mostly with gold edges and yellow stencils. The most popular was the sunflower, and it was quite quick to make them. As you can see, the painting is not a big challenge once you got a good stencil, and if you have a sticky paint. That was black enamel sprayed on, and it just, if you do the stenciling like this, you get a very close fit. Stencils, the bugbear of stenciling is if you've got an air gap between, or a gap between the stencil and the surface you're painting, because then you get blurring. So we now have a quite nice, beautiful actually, sunflower pattern on our pot, and what I'm going to finish with is just a little bit of gold. Everyone likes gold, especially when it's when there's a financial collapse like there could be. So investing in a bit of silver and gold, not a bad idea, but you can see a lot of YouTube things on that. So you see there's a beautiful, by the way, I'm spraying with the wind behind me, so I have a natural extractor fan. You don't want to breathe the fumes, and I'm not wearing a mask, but obviously if I was doing a few of these I definitely would and did. And as I say, I used to use water-based acrylic and spray it on. So now you've got a bit of gold going on, and people love that. That is the finish. That's in fact almost identical to what we used to sell dozens and dozens of, and the materials, just a bit of paint. So, and of course we did used to have punch the rubber just above where the steel belt is, so about there, and then we'd put a black polypropylene rope, short section of that, knotted at the back, and that would make handles, and they were very convenient. But you can move these around by just lifting them underneath. And in the previous video I showed how I screwed this same stuff, this black weed matting, into the bottom of the tyre, in between. I'll try and turn it up just so it's on this video as well, but here we have the black weed matting in between the tyre wall and the main tyre, and it's just screwed on with self-tapping screws, about 8 self-tapping screws. So this will outlast me, especially since I'm nearly 70, and you could grow a lot of greens in that, and it's inert unless it's heated to over 100 degrees, so I'm told. So better than just putting them all in the landfill, or let alone burning them, and get a lot of practical use out of the tyre. Thank you, and don't forget to like and even subscribe. By the way, this is a black nitrile glove, which I'd recommend for anything where you've got solvents, because latex unfortunately dissolves in and goes all rubbery and basically falls to bits with anything solventy. So as you notice, I should have had 2 gloves on, but I wanted to show off my Wizard's Forge new steel ring. That one is a blank, ready to etch in with lettering, and that's a whole other thing. So I hope you'll follow. There's lots of adventures of ideas, as Alfred North Whitehead used to call it, the adventures of ideas. And boy, you can combine ideas like you can basically breed ideas. It's a fast breeder reactor, I tell you, around here. And that is really what creativity is seeing stuff and then getting a light bulb moment, seeing how it could be combined, recombined to make something new. And Alfred Whitehead, talking about Alfred North Whitehead, in his Reality and Process and Reality book, he talked about that and how things concrete, new things happen from a combination of existing entities, and it just goes on and on, almost without limit. And here at Wizard Workshops, that's what we're counting on. Thank you.